Carlene Brunt is a calculus teacher at the local high school, and she blames the decline of students taking the class on one thing.
Action.
People are afraid it's going to be too hard. They're concerned that it's going to tank their GPA.
I paid her a visit with a surefire way to bring in new students.
People are too scared to take the class because they think it's too hard, right?
Right. After the nightmare that is pre-calculus, many people think that it's going to be even worse.
So we need to prove that it's easy, right?
Right.
So to do that, we're going to have an animal take a calculus test.
Talking animal movies get a lot of buzz. Charlotte's Web, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Zootopia. If we can get an animal to pass a calculus test live on TV, people will see that it's easy, and Mrs. Brunt's class will get a boost in the press. The plan? Increase calculus signups by creating a fake reality TV show where an animal answers the questions.
Okay.
You know, people love talking animals.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a try.
I interviewed many owners and their animals, but there was only one clear choice. Braden, a self-proclaimed fish whisperer, and his pet fish, Javier. So how did you know your fish could talk?
Well, one day I was just staring at him, swimming around in this tank, and then, I don't know, his voice just, it appeared in my head. I could just start hearing him out of nowhere, pretty much.
Okay, well then, what did he say?
You know, he just said, like, what's up? That's kind of the things that he usually says, just basic greetings and stuff. But, we'll see.
Does Javier know calculus?
No, but I bet we could teach him.
Before we could go live on TV, the fish had to learn calculus, so I brought in a tutor.
So there are two ladybugs, and they're both on this line. And the limit exists if the ladybugs run into each other. And it will, as x equals 3. The limit does not exist if x equals 4. However, you can get the limit if you look at it from the left or the right. Does that make sense, Javier?
He says it does.
So Javier, what's the derivative of 3x to the 4th plus 7x squared plus 9x plus 18?
All right, so he says we're first gonna multiply this 3 and this 4 to get 12x, and then he says we're gonna subtract 1 from 4 to get 12x to the 3rd.
Great start.
He then says with this 7x squared, we're gonna multiply 2 by 7 to get 14x, and then actually because 2 minus 1 is 1, it's just gonna be 14x. The next part, it's going to go from 9x. We're just going to be able to drop this x and keep a 9. And then because there's no x in this 18, yeah, Javier says this is the answer right here.
That's correct. Javier, pound it. Let's keep going. What does a definite integral measure?
Javier says it's the area under the curve from one x coordinate to another.
Javier, it's amazing.
It was clear Javier was making huge strides learning calculus. When I felt we had studied enough, I enacted part 2 of the plan, a TV game show. Welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Fish Creator? Today, we have a fish, Javier, who's going to prove that calculus is easy. Let's bring out Javier. So, Javier, are you ready?
He says he's ready.
Great. Question 1. The temperature of coffee in a cup at time t minutes is modeled by a decreasing function c, where c of t is measured in degrees Celsius. For 0 is less than or equal to t is less than or equal to 12, selected values of c of t are given in the table shown. Approximate c prime of 5 using the average rate of change of c over the interval 3 is less than or equal to t, which is less than or equal to 7.
Add the 1 here, divide here, multiply by 2. Keep it going, okay, plus 5. Negative 4 degrees Celsius per minute?
That is correct. Question 2. A particle moves along the x-axis so that its velocity at time t is greater than or equal to 0 is given by the equation v of t. Find the total distance traveled by the particle over the interval 1 is less than or equal to t, which is less than or equal to 4. Show the setup for your calculations.
Let's do this, Javier. Alright, interval here. 1 is less than or equal to t, less than or equal to 4. Okay. Alright. This is what Javier thinks.
And the answer is 0.958. Javier was incredible, and he would seal the deal if he got the fourth and final question right. We gotta redo this. All right, Javier, here we go. Question 4. Let's do it. So long, I'm not even gonna read it. You have 5 minutes to complete the problem. Good luck. All right, that's all the time we have. Javier, we need an answer.
He doesn't know.
Unfortunately, Javier, that is correct. It was a trick question. Nobody knows the answer to that one. Javier was a huge success. I pulled one audience member aside to see if they would be more likely to take calculus now that they've seen a fish ace a test.
No.
I checked back in with Carlene a year later to see the results of our test. So, have more people join calculus because of Javier's success?
No.